Hello everyone, Miss Carrie here. Today I'm going to show you how to make these adorable 3D pumpkin placeholders. They're perfect for your Thanksgiving table, fall gatherings, or can be used as bag toppers and gift embellishments. Best of all, this project comes together quickly using just a few dies, some cardstock, and supplies you probably already have on hand. I have already cut out the items that I need from Encore textured cardstock. From Goldfish, I cut 4 2-inch circles. I also have some leaves for my pumpkin that I cut out of cactus cardstock. I cut out a small label shape from white. From maple syrup, I cut out a small 1-inch square. I'm going to hand cut a stem for my pumpkin from this. The last item I have is the back for my place card or bag topper. This has been cut from brown sugar cardstock at 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. That's your standard A2 card size. Now don't worry if you don't have these exact colors or shapes. Any circle or oval die will work, and you can swap in flowers, leaves, or whatever you already have in your collection. So let me show you how quickly this comes together. We're going to start by creating the pumpkin. We're going to take one of the circles and fold it in half. I'm using my bone folder to get a nice crisp fold. Encore cardstock has 2 sides. One side has more textured, the other side has a smoother surface. When you fold the circles, you're going to fold them so that the texture you want showing is on the inside. I like the linen look, so I've folded mine that way. Now, of course, you can dress these up a little bit with some ink or an embossing folder. I'm going to keep it simple today because I plan on making multiples of these and I want them to come together quickly. Once all 4 circles are folded, I'm going to add some liquid glue to 1/2 of the first circle. Then carefully line up the second circle on the top. I'm going to hold this for a minute while the glue sets. We're going to repeat this process with the other 2 circles. Now we're going to glue these 2 sets together. Make sure you only glue the back flaps to each other. That way when you open it up, you get a sweet 3D pumpkin shape. I chose simple circle shapes for my pumpkin, but you could use one with scalloped edges or a beautiful decal design. Just make sure that the designs are cohesive and even so that all of your sides match up. Now we're going to prepare the base. I'm going to take this 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch piece of brown sugar cardstock and fold it in half. Once it's folded, it measures 4 1/4 by 2 3/4 inches. This is the perfect side for a placeholder tent or a bag topper. Now we're going to add our little details. If you have a die that you could use to cut out the pumpkin stem, you can use that. I'm just going to draw this by hand with a pencil. I'm drawing on the back side of the cardstock just in case I need to make a few changes to this before I glue it down. There's nothing fancy about this, just a little angled rectangle with a curve. I'm going to cut this out with some scissors. Again, if you want to add some texture or ink to this, feel free to do that. I'm going to flatten my pumpkin and adhere this stem at the top. I do want it to be a little bit longer than it normally would because I plan on adding some twine and leaves at the top of this. I'm going to set this aside to dry while I adhere a few other items in place. I'm going to adhere this label horizontally on the right side. You could handwrite the name, use some letter stickers, or even print the names on some cardstock, then die cut them. If you have a Cricut or another cutting machine that can write, that's a great option too. If you're going to use this as a treat bag topper, you could stamp a sentiment like Happy Fall or To and From. All right, I am gluing that pumpkin in place. I've just added glue to the two back flaps and I'm pressing it to the front of my folded base. I'm going to hold this for a few seconds so it stays secure. Now I want to tuck a couple of leaves around the stem. Take a few moments to play with the placement until you like the look. For a finishing touch, I'm going to tie a little bow with jute twine, and then I'll glue this at the top of the pumpkin for some rustic texture. Feel free to use some ribbon, twine, or even add a little flower to the top here. And that's it. The 3D pumpkin placeholder is complete. This project comes together so quickly, and because it's such a simple design, you can easily make multiples for your holiday table or party favors. Of course, you can always step it up by adding a washi tape border, stamping a sentiment, or even mixing in a few extra die cuts. But even kept simple, these little pumpkins look festive and charming. I hope this project inspired you to try something new this fall season. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more paper crafting ideas, and share this video with a crafty friend. I want to thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions about the project or products I used, feel free to post those in the comments below. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to see what you create.